So, Shannon, how surprised were you that LeBron got involved here on this?
Not surprised at all.
Yes, you are. I can tell by the way you opened.
Actually, I'm not, because LeBron James views Odell as a friend. How close they are, I'm not really sure, but I believe he views him as a friend. And although the Cleveland Browns may be LeBron's favorite team,
supposedly,
he values friendship over team.
Does he?
He's made that abundantly clear. You see how he left Cleveland? You see how he left Miami? You see how he left Cleveland again? He has these relationships, Skip, and LeBron James loves to see greatness. And he believes that Odell's greatness is not being allowed to be seen.
Yep.
I've said this. It's time to move on. You and I have talked about this offseason when Odell had the surgery on his knee. You and I both agreed it was time for Odell to be moved.
Absolutely.
For whatever reason, Skip, I don't know. I don't know why it has not worked for Odell in Cleveland. I don't know why he and Baker does not have better chemistry than what they have. But for whatever, it does not matter why. It is that it's not working. And so now it's time to move on. It's okay. Now, look, I get it. Maybe someone wasn't willing to offer you a first round or second round or third round. I don't know what. I don't even know.
I think nobody offered them any rounder.
I think somebody would have took him off his hand for a seventh round pick. I
don't know.
But, well, if you feel that strongly about it, let him go. Cut him.
I said yesterday I would cut him. If I were in charge, I would cut him.
And then allow him to go where he feels that his services can be best used, Skip. And I think that's the biggest thing. LeBron James, like, man, I've seen this guy perform at a very, very high level. I still believe he can perform at a high level. But for whatever reasons, it's not happening. And I would have loved to have seen it happen for my team. I am from Ohio, grew up about 90 minutes from Cleveland. That's my team. And I would like to see my friend perform really well for my team. But it has not happened. And I'm tired of seeing and hearing how this guy can't do it anymore. And I'm watching the games, and just like that video that his dad sent. Daddy went out there, didn't he? That's what his dad did.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. That's a whole nother issue.
But, Skip, I'm not surprised, because I believe LeBron views him as a very close friend. I can assure you they probably have each other's phone numbers. They probably communicated, and LeBron is like, enough of this. Y'all not using him like you're supposed to be used. Let him go. Just move on. Either trade him or release him. You couldn't find a trade partner? Let him go. Because it's hard for me to believe, Skip, over the what? We got 9 weeks to go? 9 weeks. I think everybody, whatever the records are, Skip. I believe over the next 9 weeks, I don't believe, how is the chemistry going to get better when it hadn't gotten better in 2 years? So all of a sudden, magically, what are the two parties? And now we're going to talk, like you mentioned, we're going to talk about this later. Looking at you, man, I ain't throwing you the ball. Man, I ain't running hard for you either.
Okay, you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished.
My turn. As you know all too well, I am a lifelong, diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. Right. I was a born and raised Oklahoma Sooner fan. And trust me, we got gnats in here because they're smelling your arguments. They're on your arguments. Yeah.
You, because you talk bad about Go James.
You set them free in here just to come sick me. My point to you is that nothing comes between me and my Cowboys or my Sooners.
Right.
Not friendship, not love. Ernestine knew from day one, when they are on, I'm in front of the television. She cannot ask me to do anything. I guess if she had to go to the hospital, I'm knocking on wood, I would go to the hospital, but I wouldn't do it happily.
Ernestine, if the Cowboys are on and Oklahoma is on, take them back to one of those TVs.
Yeah.
That's going to get his attention.
Okay, my point is, LeBron is supposed to be a Cleveland Browns fan because he grew up just down the road in Akron, Ohio. That's what we're supposed to believe.
Right.
I don't believe it at all because I believe that he's been a lifelong, diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. And I believe if this had been a Cowboy situation, he would not have intervened the way he did. Because if you're a true blue, or in this case, true orange Cleveland Brown fan, true brown Cleveland Brown fan, however you want to say it, you would tweet about, hey, let's make this work.
No,
or you would tweet about, I've seen enough, get him out of our sight.
Right.
That's a Browns fan. That's
no.
Skip,
that's friends. That's one of your friends.
Okay, but there's no way that a true blue, diehard, true brown Cleveland Browns fan would attack the Browns over this, because that tweet is attacking the team he's supposed to love. He is trying to create dissension within the ranks of the Browns by saying, free Odell. Free him.
Yeah.
Let him go somewhere else where he will rise and shine again. That's what LeBron is tweeting. Yeah. I could not believe it. I was stunned by it because it's a bad look for LeBron to try to tear apart, undercut, criticize to the point of ridiculing his Cleveland Browns. It's just wrong. That's what he's saying. He's saying, you guys screwed this up. It's not his fault. It's your fault. Now let him go elsewhere. That's what he was saying.
Skip, I know you remember the movie Amistad and Jamin Hansu's character, Sinke, when they had him in court and he just kept uttering one thing, give us free. Give us free.
So we're going to compare.
Give us free.
Odell.
Give Odell free.
Oh, God.
I'm going to get me a T-shirt. Odell, give me a T-shirt. Free OBJ. That's what I want to wear. Like they say, free Pedro. Yeah. Free Odell. Skip, he's not doing it. You every week you come in here and all you do is show this is a fourth down catch. Odell dropped. This is it. Odell dropped it. Odell did this.
Yeah.
Aren't you tired of showing video clips of Odell not being where he's supposed to be and dropping the football? Why not let him go somewhere else?
It's a miserable situation for everybody involved.
Clearly.
He is clearly, as far as the Browns are concerned, he has become more trouble to them than he is worth. We saw the Charles Robinson report yesterday on Yahoo that we talked about, in which he said he's virtually untradeable. He's quoting AFC GM saying, where is the value in him? You have to pay $8 million of his salary over the remaining games this year, and his production has declined each of the last 4 years. His yards per game have gone down, down.
Yes, they have.
Is it injury-related? Sure it is.
Yes.
Is he maybe physically a shell of what he used to be?
I bet a lot of it is quarterback-related, too.
Okay, well, you can argue that, but I don't. I believe that it's Odell-related because he's a solo act. He's sort of like a Westbrook, except his best performances are in the pregame. He puts on Globetrotter-esque shows in the pregame, which I would pay to see. But I don't see it manifest itself during the football game. I don't know what has happened. And once he starts, he's one of the all-time divas, and I think his heart is in the right place, but his mind isn't always in the right place. And once he goes south, he's going to pout, he's going to sulk, he's not going to run his routes hard, and he has to be the center of attention. And he had it great with the Giants in the Big Apple, and all of a sudden he wanted out and he gets shipped to Cleveland, and I don't think he ever made peace with being in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm sorry. And I don't care how big a friend.
New York to Cleveland.
Yeah, okay. But LeBron, you know, he actually fakes being a Cleveland Brown fan. When they get hot, when they're winning, I'm a Brown fan. I'm on site.
But they're not hot.
That's what happened yesterday. He's off the bandwagon because it's blown a couple of tires.
Yeah, y'all ain't been hot. y'all ain't been hot in 30 years. Since the 80s.
8-3 down the stretch last year as Baker went 20 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions, ranked 4th in that stretch by Pro Football Focus among all NFL quarterbacks, won a playoff game against your arch rival at Pittsburgh, all without Odell Beckham Jr.
What about that resume?
Period, end of story.
That resume. I'm not going to be able to hire you for this job because your resume hasn't updated.
You saw it, and I said it before the year started.
I saw Odell.
I loved what the Browns had on paper. But I kept saying they've got an Odell problem, and now they kept their Odell problem.
They got a Baker Mayfield problem.
No, they got an Odell problem. No. It starts with Odell.
No, it starts with the quarterback. Now all of a sudden, a guy that's dependent, who plays a dependent position, versus the guy that has the ball in every hand. Now you blaming the receiver for the transgression of the quarterback.
34 targets he has been thrown. He's caught 17. That's 50%. And as you well know, being the Hall of Fame receiver that you are, that's lousy.
That's not good.
Yeah.
But also, Baker Mayfield has killed a lot of bugs, a lot of insects, skipping the ball and throwing the ball on the sidelines. I've seen him do that. I've seen him hit a DB in the back of the head when Odell has 2 steps. I've seen him hit Odell in the foot when Odell is running and he hit him in the back. I bet he couldn't do that again if he tried to.
The last 5 games, Baker has played with A torn labrum and a cracked shoulder above the torn labrum.
Oh, okay, then hold on.
Yeah.
Well, then why won't you say that's the cause of the connection between Baker and Odell, as opposed to just blaming Odell? See what you did when you try to when Baker isn't playing well, you blame, oh, he got a torn labrum, he got a cracked shoulder, but you didn't mention any of that when it was Odell's fault. And with all those incompletions, what you've been showing, you didn't mention nothing about no labrum, you didn't mention nothing about a broken bone in his arm.
Yep.
But the moment Odell drop a pass, Odell terrible. Get him out of my sight. I don't want to see it.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Could we see those fourth down drops? These are big fourth down plays.
That's okay.
At Chargers.
Okay. I got a trick for you
against Arizona.
segment.
Could we see these just to remind
No, we don't need to remind them.
what's been going on with Odell or not
goodness.
going on? Here we go. This is at Chargers. This is a huge fourth down in the fourth quarter. What? Odell? You got the greatest hands this side of Purell. They work 99.9% of the time. That's what you said. Big drop on that one. Then we go Arizona. This is to get back in the game. Odell, are you scared of a little contact?
Man ain't scared of no contact.
Looks like you chickened out on that ball.
The guy scared. The guy made a great play.
And then,
Odell should have caught both of those
here's
balls.
the play of the year so far.
No.
This is to get them back. This is going to win the game. Odell, and he wanted no part of that ball.
Exactly.
Odell could put that in his back pocket. In the pregame, he would catch that behind his back with his little pinky.
You know what?
He would just snag it with his pinky.
But see, we're not that close because Odell tried to have me with a torn labrum and a broken shoulder. So I ain't getting that one. That's on you, bro.
So Odell wants no part of any contact down the field.
Absolutely not.
If Odell says, I want that football is mine, you're going to have first and goal at the 3, going in down 15-10 to win the game.
Is that your guy?
Whew.
Is that your guy? Is Baker your guy?
He gave him a football that any great receiver would just catch it in his teeth.
Put that right there.
Yeah.
Put that right there.
It was pretty close.
No, it wasn't pretty close, man.
Yeah. You got to just go right there and catch the football. He just shied away because he chickened out.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that after you've been throwing balls at my feet, above my head, out of bounds. I'm not going to be able to make that tough catch for you that I would normally make for a quarterback that's giving me an opportunity.
The mentality is there is no way I'm going to risk my body for these Cleveland Browns.
Well, and the words of Ricky Waters, for who? For what?
For what? That's true. That's exactly right. That quote applies right there.
Exactly.
That is why he should have been cut yesterday, and that is why
cut him.
They kept him, and it's going to be a disaster.
Why you kept him?
I don't know, because you're damned if you do or don't. You look foolish if you cut him and you owe him $8 more million, right?
These teams worth $3, $4, $5 billion. Jimmy Haslam is worth about $5 billion. What's $8 million to that man?
You're preaching to my choir. I would have cut him yesterday, but again, it's pride goeth before the fall. They tried and tried to trade him, and they finally said, if nobody will even give us a 7th-round pick, then, okay, we'll show you. I don't think they'll be able to show anybody because it will continue to spiral nothing but down. Well, more trouble than he's worth.
All you got to do is say, you know what? We'll pay half of Odell's salary. You give us a 5th-round draft pick. So basically what you did, you paid for
nobody offered that or they would have done it.
That's what you offer. You try to get up off it.
Well,
when these stores have closed, they don't say, well, come in and make us a bid.
But nobody wanted him.
2 for 1. You buy one, we'll give you the second one free, or we give you the second one as a discount. That's what you do for a sale.
It's hard for me not to believe they didn't try all of the above.
They ain't tried. I don't believe they did. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Well, I do believe they tried to get him up out of there.
Yeah.
And he's still sitting right there under their nose, and that is a big problem for a team I picked to win the AFC, and now I don't like my chances.
They got a smaller, bigger problem. The quarterback is small, but it's a big problem. That's your problem.
Well,
he's not good. He's the fourth best quarterback in the division.
I'll give you this. They have a regressive problem because they got progressive commercials coming out the back end.
Yeah.
And just when I thought it was going to calm down this year, it escalated.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I can't turn on my TV. There's another one.
Yeah.
There's the one in the stadium, and there's the one in the Halloween Kids, and he's doing the ones outside. He's gossiping outside the stadium. He's going to the neighbor's house. It's like one after. I've never seen such an onslaught of commercials. You tell me, does that not paint a bigger and bigger target on Baker Mayfield's back? And he has proven so far in this league, when it comes to real proof, 0.
Exactly.
0.
I'm glad you finally said that.
Well, he won one playoff game, but that was the end of that. And he went to Kansas City, and even against On any given Sunday, he could not rally the troops. Okay, I give you that.
Had leads.
Yep.
Had leads.
Okay, I give you that.
And couldn't do it.
He's not worthy yet of that many commercials. And this league is too hard already. And if you give the whole league incentive to, we'll put that little man in his place.
Yeah.
We'll see how many progressive commercials he'll make next year when we get finished with him. And that's what he has been up against.
Well,
I give you all of the above.
Well, how about say, Odell, you know what? And tell Progressive, instead of, I'm not going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
I got to get my timing right with Odell. So me and Odell going to come on our day off on Mondays and Tuesdays, and we're going to try to work on our chemistry. But instead, he's practicing lines with his wife at home about Progressive.
He well might be.
Yeah.
I cannot
And now
argue
how that working out for you?
All I know is Odell is just a shell of himself. And all I know to cap this off is that your favorite website, Pro Football Focus, My Bible, it now grades Odell Beckham Jr. the 64th best receiver in the National Football League, tied in grades with Byron Pringle of the Chiefs. Yikes. That frames it. That sums it up. That's what the Browns are up against.
Yeah, well, what about Baker? Baker probably the 40th best quarterback.
I don't know. Yep.
Yeah.
I just know it's a big old mess.
And you could have cleaned yourself of it.
Could
you could have cleaned it right on up.
I agree.
But you want to hold on to him out of spite.
Yeah, and LeBron just exacerbated the
And
situation.
LeBron ain't do nothing.
LeBron just poured gasoline on the fire.
Yeah.
LeBron wants to create dissension in the locker room by saying, free Odell. That's no Browns fan.
The dissension was already there because your quarterback can't meet the ball. That's what caused the dissension.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got
Next.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.